few weeks ago I found this spinning wheel on a flea market and it was so cheap. There was no question about it. Now I have another spinning wheel, but it's beautiful. And by the time I bought it, I had no idea what it was for, because it's a little different. Let me show you. The bobbin is very small. The place where the thread goes through is very small too. And the whole construction is a little different. Here it even has a little place to put something in it. Here is a spiral where you tighten the tension. It was made in 1943 during war times. It has those ornaments. It's a beautiful wheel. So I've been just keeping it around, thinking I will figure out what that was for. And then I came across an event in Bern, which is another canton in Switzerland, where they have every last Wednesday of September a fest that's called Brächete, which means breaking. And they show the flax production, how it was done in the early 1900s, which was a time of extreme poverty in Switzerland. Yes, Switzerland hasn't been always rich. In the early 1900s, there was a lot of hunger, and especially in the farming community, it was very hard to survive. Cold winters, no shoes for the kids, etc. Kids had to go to school bare feet from the mountain, both ways uphill. Yeah. So in Zäziwil, during that Brächete event, they show how the flax production was done during those times, before machinery, before industrializing the whole process. And it was really amazing. They had all the original tools that have been kept alive by an organization. They showed each step from the flax production, from harvesting the fiber up to spinning it into delicate fabric or ropes. And they also showed some other traditional crafts, like the bobbin lace making with horsehair. I made a short from that. People could also try those tools, which was wonderful to get your hands on and feel how hard it is, some of those tasks to do. But I didn't film myself doing it because there were so many people waiting to try, and to put a tripod and my little camera there, it would have just bothered people, I think. So I just made footage of other people doing it in their beautiful dresses. The flaxseed is sown in rows from late March to mid-April. It's important to sow correctly. If the seeds are sown too densely, only short, thin stacks will grow. Sowing too sparsely will result in long, thick stacks. The fabric will then be hard and scratchy. When the plants are about 20 centimeters high, they need to be staked so that the stalks do not bend later on. Wooden stakes are placed at regular intervals and tied together with string. In the past, the precisely staked flax field was the pride and joy of the farmer's wife. After 100 to 120 days, the mature flax is pulled out of the ground together with its roots and tied into bundles. The bundles are hung up to dry with the roots facing upwards. The capsules are stripped from the stems using a flax comb, also called hackling combs. They are used with the seeds to sprout new seedlings or produce linseed oil. The straw is spread out as evenly as possible in a thin layer across a mowed meadow and turned from time to time. It is then left to dry or brought under cover. Rotting breaks down the hard outer coating of the plant to make the flax stalks less brittle. In a specially equipped fire pit, the Brächete, a gentle fire with plenty of embers is maintained. Spread out on a grate above the fire, the flax sheaves are heated until they are completely dry. The pre-breaker is a frame with two wooden grooved rollers. The flax stems are pre-broken on this device to make the breakers work easier. The actual breaking, which gave Brächete its name, takes place on a breaking block called the flax break in English. The flax break hammers the sheaves until all the woody material has been separated from the fibers. Scotching removes the remaining woody pieces of the stem. A handful of flax is placed over the top edge of the board. The sharpened wood board, flax sword, is swept over the flax, loosening the remaining woody pieces from the fibers. In this step, the fiber strands are pulled through the flax comb so that the remaining woody particles and short fibers called tow can be removed. The cleaned flax is tied into bundles and stored until it's spun. The whole valley there would have met and do the flax production together. The fire was made and everybody brought their flax and raked it and prepared it for spinning. And they all took home a big bundle of fiber that they could spin during the winter. It used to be a one-day event where everybody was working together, and in the evening they would have music party and food. And that village, Zäziwil, kept that tradition alive and still shows it today. I brought home this beautiful flax. Look at it. It's so nicely prepared. And I will spin it on my flax spinning wheel. I also met the woman there that was selling her woven goods from flax that she's been weaving on her big loom. And she had a bag next to her where she had several bundles of flax like this that she said for free, you can take it for free. And I said, wow, you just give that away for free, because this one was quite pricey. So she said, yeah, I was dumb enough to wash it and now it's not nice anymore. I think I can't save it. And I thought, sure, I take it. I mean, it's a big bundle of flax. It's a little more raggedy than this one. It's not as shiny anymore, but I was wondering if I hand carded. Don't even have time to do all this. However, I will try. I will try a little bit today to see if it looks better if I card it. And then I will spin this. Usually they put this on these staffs next to the spinning wheel and then they pull the fiber out. I don't have a distaff, unfortunately, so I will just hold it in my hand. I've been experimenting off screen for a minute with that flax and I've been already making progress. First of all, I had to change the drive band of this wheel. It had just one loop that went around the big wheel here. It needs to go into both, that small one and the big one, and it needs to be one drive band in a figure eight. All I had at home was this blue cord here and it works. It's very nice, the tension is perfect. When I spin, it's not two loops, it's a figure eight. Then I tried that flax that I bought on the Brächete. That's how I started. It's a little rougher. Then this one, the bright one, is the one that the woman gave away for free because she washed it and she said it's not good anymore. I actually hand carded it and spun it, and it's very shiny and smooth and much easier to spin than this one. This is kind of rough and has all those little fiber ends sticking out. But also I was just starting to spin flax for the first time over here. So here I got better and better. This I changed to the other flax. And then here I got very thin and smooth. Look at this. I think that's how it has to be. I wonder if I spin this type again, if it turns out nicer now that I kind of got the feeling for the fiber. Let's try afterwards. This is the flax I bought. In comparison with the one I got for free, which is like 4 times as much or 5 times as much. I don't want to know how much that would have cost. This is much softer. This is kind of rough. I already tried to hand card this flax that is in a bad condition, And check out what happens. It's like angel hair. It's shiny and smooth. This is from this strand. Look at the difference. So I'm gonna hand card all of this and spin it up, I guess. I should have taken the whole bag that the woman gave away for free. She had like 5 batches like that. I mean, really, it's expensive stuff. And it's, I mean, unless I'm totally ignorant of something, but this looks wonderful to me. Look at this. Can you see the shine? So let me show you how I hand card this. I just take a small piece of the whole strand here, and I just start brushing it. The short bits will just stick to the hand carder, and the long bits stand in my hand. And at the end I have different lengths, like the long staple length one, and then several shorter ones, and even the shorter ones I could totally spin. I tried it, it's absolutely fine. Going from the other side. This is the first pass here. I mean, look at the difference. It's shiny and straight. To me, that looks perfect. All this I'm gonna hand card again, take the bigger ones out. There's also a lot of dust that fell out. See that? For some reason, I always end up hand carding stuff. Silk and cut-offs and flax. I'm gonna take this first pass out so I have more space. Now I take this first hand carded bit and just pass it through again. So it will take out the short ones, and I have a little bit of a long patch left in my hand. This is the first carding through, and that's the second. It's about 1/3 as long as the first one. But I think this spins up really well. I'm just gonna hand card that one again. You know, it's not long, but it's still flax and it's soft. Why not spin it up? You know, this kind of fluffy part, I might be even able to mix with silk or something. What do you think? It is messy. It's dusty. For spinning flax, you use water. I have a little ball of water here. There is this little box here. It's too small to put water in it, I think. I mean, you would have the water out with one go. So I was wondering, maybe they used it for wax or fat or something. I have no idea. If somebody knows what this one is for and what they put in here, please let me know. Maybe I can do the same then. Genevieve actually prepares water out of flax seeds. She cooks the flax seeds and then wets her fingers with that. It might help. Maybe the fiber gets more shiny or something. I don't know. I don't have flax seeds in my house right now. Otherwise, I probably would have done it. This is my first time spinning flax. I think water is fine. And I have so much more fiber to experiment with. So, yeah, water. Every once in a while you dip your fingers and you kind of feel when you have to dip fingers. It's really easier to spin with the fingers wet. So let's spin. I'm just going to continue with the thread I started here. The hole here is so little that no fetching hook goes through, but the fiber or the single is stiff enough that you can just slide it through the hole here. Flax is spun counterclockwise, not clockwise. I will just use the fiber that I hand carded before. I don't really know which is the root part and which one is the flower part of the fiber. I can see that here. I think you're supposed to start with the root part, but both ends look the same to me right now with this fiber. So I just start and hope it works. So I wet my fingers and I start pedaling. I hold the fiber very lightly in my left hand, so the strands of fiber are released easily. I'm not a weaver and I'm not really sure how thin weavers want their yarn, or what would you call it, linen. It's linen now. Before you spin it, it's flax, and when you spin it, it's linen. I guess the thinner it is, as softer the fabric becomes after weaving. If there are any weavers out there, let me know. It's very easy and nice actually to do. You do need a minute to get the feel for it. It's very different than spinning wool. It's much less forgiving. If you have a slob, you can't really pick the slob because the fiber is long and kind of stiff, and then you would have to undo the whole thread to just pick a single slob. This gotten really thin here. I think that's just like 2 strands of fiber or something. That's probably too thin. But you can barely rip it. It's very sturdy. Just gonna leave it. Here is the one I just spun. This one. Even when you touch it, it's very smooth and it's so much different than this one I started with. So what I'm really curious now is, now after experimenting with this, if I can get this as smooth as that one. So let's try the other fiber. That's the other fiber. It's just more stiff. There is also still some husks or whatever it is. See, there's stuff like that in it. Check it out. Wow, I actually can do it. All right, that's just that little experience I had with the fiber. That is cool. Look at this. It's pretty good. This is much more fuzzy. This is the smoothest here. So the bright fiber, I can get very shiny smooth. This one might need a little more practice till I have it like this one, or maybe it's not even possible, but I'm very happy with that. It looks nice. So I think I will not continue this bobbin because this beginning part is not so good. I want to start a new bobbin where I do everything nice and smooth like that one. Let me rip off a little bit of my thread here. It's pretty hard to rip actually. It's pretty impressive how such a thin thread can be so sturdy. It's very thin, and you see it's still not super smooth. The bright yarn really got smoother. I don't know if I have to get much thinner than this for weaving. If you are a weaver and you have experience with that, please let me know in the comments. I also honestly don't really know what I should do with this. I love spinning it. I could do this all day long. It's very meditative. I don't know yet if I will spin all this fiber as single or as a ply. I first have to think about what I will do with it. Will I knit with it, crochet with it, or collaborate with a weaver? So if there are any weavers out there, let me know if you're interested in a collaboration. However, when I'm done spinning, I have to soak the fiber in borax and dish soap and simmer it for about an hour. And take it out, look at it, and if I want it even softer or brighter, do the whole process again. Which I will do in another video once I know how I will spin it, clockwise or counterclockwise. Let me know what you think about the whole adventure here. I'm super happy that I got to know this new fiber and that I made so fast such an incredible progress. The first single I spun feels like sanding paper. And then afterwards, it's smooth as a crystal. Thank you so much for watching. And maybe you want to see some other of my videos. I hope to see you soon. And comment anything you know about flax that I didn't cover here.